Good morning. I'm Jennifer Whitford, President of the College of Agriculture and Natural Resources Alumni Association. This morning, I will be your host for our annual award presentation. I'd like to thank you all for joining us here today. In normal circumstances, we would be together, our award winners, our alumni, our faculty, staff, and friends. If we know anything, it's that these, in fact, are not normal circumstances. So we have moved to this online space. I'm not sure about you, but as much as I love technology, it doesn't always work how we want it to. So we'll ask for your patience today as we move through the awards presentation. Our event today is to celebrate our Distinguished Service and Alumni Awards for those among us who stand out, who have gone above and beyond, and today who will be recognized for that. We will see videos of our award winners and be able to connect with them in breakout rooms afterward. This is a time to connect with our college, the College of Agriculture and Natural Resources, for which many of us is our home college. For some, we've worked here, and for others, we have chosen to invest in the college. Anyway, you are connected with the College of Agriculture and Natural Resources. Thank you for doing so. Now, I'd like to introduce Ron Hendrick, Dean of the College of Agriculture and Natural Resources. Ron is a fellow graduate in his 5th year as Dean.
Hello, everyone. I'm pleased to have an opportunity to provide you with an update on what's been happening in the College of Agriculture and Natural Resources over this past year. I would prefer that we could do this in person, but we, like you and the rest of society, have been tremendously impacted by the coronavirus and by the pandemic. Nevertheless, we've managed to do some really great things over this past year, and I'd like to tell you about some of them. To begin, I'm immensely proud of our faculty and our staff and our students in general for how they've responded to and during the pandemic. Last spring, our students and faculty transitioned from in-person to remote learning and teaching within the matter of a day or two. Many of our faculty members then became students themselves, again, over the summer, learning how to create and teach content virtually. Our staff took their laptops or desktops and monitors home and cleared and created spaces in their homes to work. And many of our faculty and staff members have managed over this past year to do really great things, trying their best to balance work with family obligations, teaching and working from home, caring for loved ones, and then many other things with which we've had to contend over this past year. When the pandemic slowdown started last March, we still had growing season ahead of us. We had animals to feed. We had research to initiate and continue. We had work and activities at our outlying research and extension centers to continue. As you know, Michigan's agricultural industry relies very heavily on the research we do here. And we led the way in establishing protocols at the university to keep our progress going at places around the state and on our South Campus farms. And then MSU Extension, home to the more than 170,000 Michigan youth who participate in 4-H and the 13,000 volunteers who work with them. And they did a remarkable job moving programming and activities online to keep everyone as safe as possible, but still provide good learning experiences during various parts of our shutdown. In addition to the many youth programs available online, our engagement through MSU Extension with Michigan residents has meant a shift in many cases from in-person to online communication. But with that, we've seen a significant increase in the attendance and participation in our web traffic within our extension programming. We've moved a lot of that virtually, but I'm encouraged that we're seeing increased engagement overall. And as we move back into more traditional ways of working, some of this will continue to be at least a part of a way about how we go about things. I could go on and on about how the faculty and the staff and the students have responded to this crisis, but I think it's always better to hear about it in their own words.
I feel very needed. I think a lot of times the practical majors that we have that aren't maybe as theoretical or conceptual get a lot of play at the university. They get a lot of attention. But really being able to do practical things is meaningful, I think, particularly in times of crisis. As simple as it is, you know, it's a biohazard bag, a pipette, a saliva collection tube, and a tube with reagent and beads. Those are filled at the lab, so we receive those already assembled. Right now we can fill about 100 of these boxes. Some of them have 2 kits, some of them have 1 kit. We can fill a case in about 90 minutes. So we get about 100 kits or 200 kits, depending on if it's a double kit or a single kit, in about 90 minutes. We've been doing, I think, regularly about 2,000 tests a week. We could potentially see up to 30,000 tests a week. So that's quite a bit of laborers. You know, you're talking about 8 to 10 people full-time just on assembly of the kits alone. It's been a really, really rewarding experience. Researchers, scientists, line workers from across the campus community have come together in a way that I've never experienced at Michigan State. I mean, it really has been a rewarding multidisciplinary effort that has happened in such a rapid fashion.
There have been some delays, and I think that that's expected. Just anytime you have like interdisciplinary groups coming together to make decisions, it takes time to figure out exactly what you need and what support's required for that. I was talking to some colleagues last semester, and I said that I finally learned the difference between research and administration. Not that that they are separate, right? But yeah, in terms of leadership, we've moved on the things that we've needed to move on.
I'd like to talk a little bit about our academic programs and student enrollment. Last fall and again this spring, most of the courses that we taught were in an online format. In the fall, we taught about 4 courses in person. This spring, we're teaching about 40 courses in spring. And we hope to be back to much more what looks like the old normal this fall. Despite moving to an online teaching environment for most of what we do, student interest in our programs remains very high. Our admitted undergraduate student population for this coming fall is up 42% compared to last year. Now, not all those students will join us this fall, so turning admits into enrolled is key. But we've got a great recruiting team in the college and the departments working on that. And I think it speaks to the importance in the interest of what we do in this college. Our Institute of Agricultural Technology remains a very key part of what we do here in the college. We're currently undergoing a leadership transition. Director Randy Showerman retired last month, and Assistant Dean Dorcia Chasen is serving as interim director. We're still partnering with 12 community colleges to deliver our programs around the state so that students can earn a certificate from MSU and an associate's degree from their local community college. This allows students to remain in their local communities, and then most of them will go out and enter the local workforce. This has proven very beneficial. It fosters affordability and access for students and help meet some critical workforce needs. We've also launched our food processing program that's supported by a mobile food processing lab, and we're going to take that active this fall. We have 14 programs offered through the Institute of Agricultural Technology, not all offered at each community college, but we do offer ones that are tailored to meet local needs. This event that we're at today is all about celebrating people's accomplishments. And I want to talk a little bit about some of those that have occurred within the college through our faculty over this past year and their activities in writing and research and in teaching. Professor Rita Strakowski in the Department of Food Science and Human Nutrition was recently awarded a $2.1 million grant from the National Institutes of Health to support her work on women's health post-pregnancy. Professor Robbie Richardson in the Department of Community Sustainability was selected as a Jefferson Science Fellow and is working at the State Department. Ag Bio Research Scientist Dr. Richard Lenski earned a Lifetime Achievement Award from the Society for the Study of Evolution. University Distinguished Professor in the Department of Entomology, Doug Landis, is one of 4 researchers named an American Association for the Advancement of Science as Fellow. 9 MSU faculty have been named highly cited researchers, and 5 of those are either faculty members in our college or affiliated with us through Ag Bio Research. And Dr. Dong Zhao, an assistant professor in the School of Planning, Design, and Construction, received a prestigious Faculty Early Career Development Award from the National Science Foundation. And these are just a few of the recent awards of note. By way of other updates, as we look to resume more usual activities here on campus this coming fall, places like the dairy store and the pavilion, we are waiting until both MSU and the state gives us the okay, and we have people back on campus to support our activities. Currently, the pavilion is being used to distribute COVID-19 vaccines and has been hailed as a model for other distribution sites around the country. We've had several leadership changes I'd like to share with you. MSU Extension Director, Dr. Jeff Dwyer, has stepped down from that position and will be on a sabbatical before returning to work with us again in the college. Patrick Cudney is now serving as acting director until May 1st, when Dr. Quentin Tyler, who serves as our Associate Dean for Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, will take over in an interim extension director role. I look forward this summer to starting a national search for the permanent director of MSU Extension. Our Department of Fisheries and Wildlife has a new chair, Dr. Gary Roloff, who's a professor in the department. The search for a department chair in animal science is moving along well, and I hope to be able to have a chair named in the Department of Entomology before too long as well. Thank you all for your support of our students, for our faculty, and for our staff. We're grateful for all that you've done for us and all that you continue to do. Please stay safe and stay well. Thank you.
Thank you, Ron. It's always great to hear what's going on in the college. And I think we all appreciate the work you and your team have done to get teaching, research, and outreach online. The College Alumni Association gives awards to several people in several different categories. While we are online, there's a great way to send notes of congratulations to our award recipients today, our online kudos board. We are dropping the link to that board in the chat, and you can also find it in our ANR Awards website. Our first award is the Distinguished Faculty Awards. This year's winners are Gail Strasberg and Karim Moradia.
Hello, I'm Wei Li, and I nominate Gail Strasberg for the Distinguished Faculty Award. I think Dr. Strasberg is distinguished in many ways, both in research and teaching, as well as his service to our department. And his nominee, I would say his resume speaks for itself. All the publications and awards he got previously, all the funding he had received from the agencies, as well as his service to the department by both teaching and mentoring other junior faculties. He's a person of principle, first of all, but he's really friendly and relates to everybody easily. He's easily the nicest person you can know from work. And he really doesn't show his seniority in many ways. And although he's extremely senior, more senior to me, but he really feels like a very good friend.
Yeah, it is an honor. I've been here 32 years now, and it was a deeply humbling experience to win this award. And I can't say enough about giving my thanks to my colleagues for their support and putting me forward, and they've been a great group to work with. The world has changed in 30-some years, and teaching's changed, research tools have changed, just communications with computers and everything has changed a great deal.
I'm Ruth Mbabas, and I nominated Dr. Karim Moradia for the Distinguished Faculty Award. He has been a mentor, he has been an educator to many students, and he has helped us go through so many obstacles in our career growth. And that really carries a big kind of quality when it comes to international engagement, or when it comes to people engagement. There has to be some level of relevance. You have to be relevant to people. You have to be, to show that level of collaboration when it comes to engaging people, working with people. We have people of different classes. We have students, we have faculty, we have our collaborators, administrators, regulators, policymakers. So Karim, he's that kind of person, humble enough to interface with each and every person. At times, I've worked with him closely. At times, he shocks me, surprises me how he changes and shifts gears to engage different people. To me, I think that's a very great attribute which he has brought to CNR international programs.
So I don't really teach a regular courses, but we do a lot of international training programs. And our really approach to training is not just lecturing, but more hands-on and more interactive, more dialogue. And also when we do programs, we bring in expertise not only from Michigan State, but from all across US and all over the world, from both public sector, private sector, government, because today's agricultural problems are not just academic problems. They require support and participation of all the stakeholders around the world. And since the time of President Hanna, we've really committed to international development, to global development. There's a lot more to be done, and what we are doing is really building global knowledge partnerships across research, teaching, and extension, which are the core mission of the college. And I'm so proud to be part of that mission.
Congratulations, Dr. Strasberg and Moradia. Thank you for all your work and dedication to the college. Up next, the Honorary Alumni Awards. Recipients of these awards are Karen Schroeder and Kenneth Rauscher.
Hi, I'm Sina Mololo, and I nominated Karen Schroeder for the Honorary Alumnus Award. Karen is a pioneer in the industry and what she does. She's a force of nature. She has the personality that just draws everyone in, and she is really driven to do good. She keeps pushing the boundaries of the impacts that she can have, and that's really inspiring to have her around as a role model for me, for our students. She is fearless, driven, inspiring, and very inclusive, and that's wonderful to see.
It is one of the highest honors I think I could have ever received. It's just a really special, it's very near and dear to my heart now. I've been in the industry for 46, 47 years, and in a small town in Greater Lansing. So I'll always strive for something else. But I don't know that I'll ever be done. It just doesn't feel like it's in my makeup. I'm not looking for awards or accolades. I just like what I do. This award is pretty special. This one tops it. This is like the icing on the cake for sure.
Hi, I'm Ben Kudwa, and I nominated Ken Rauscher for the Honorary Alumni Award. His involvement in the plant board, I think, added so much to what Michigan needed. Michigan is such a diverse state with so many crops, and Ken had to cover them all. But he had the College of Ag and Natural Resources and the expertise at his fingertips, and he used it. But he also had the plant board, which clearly outlined the problems for him, or for us and him and the country. And he went about his business doing what he had to do under a regulatory agency. Ken is a very personal individual. He makes friends easy, and he keeps friends. My contact with him now with the Lansing Ag and Natural Resources Club includes a lot of the retirees that work for the college. So those individuals have had, I can tell that Ken and they have had lifelong relationships. So he's a very personal individual, and that made his career at the department work very well for the department and the industry.
It certainly came as a surprise. I've had a lot of contact with MSU personnel over my 38 years with MDA, and they've always been a lot of pleasant interactions, but certainly being chosen for the award was terrific. I, of course, worked in the field for MDA as an inspector and worked with a lot of great county agents, extension agents there. And then certainly at my time at in the Lansing office, a lot of great people in entomology and plant pathology, crops and soils. We did a lot of work putting together standards for pesticide certification and education, and certainly a lot of things to control exotic pests. So a lot of great interaction, and it begins to make you think back about, gee, a lot of great people and a lot of great interaction, a lot of great collaboration.
Congratulations, Ken and Karen. We are happy to call you fellow alumni. Your accomplishments are very impressive. Next up, we present our Young Alumnus Award and Outstanding Alumni Awards to Caitlin Brinkman, Max Gonzenbach, and Dean Beyer.
Hi, my name is Lee Mueller, and I nominated Katie Brinkman for the Young Alumnus Award. Katie has the uncommon ability to bring people together, develop partnerships, and make things happen. When she says something's going to happen, she'll get it done, and that is an uncommon trait for people these days. Particularly, Katie has gravitated towards those jobs where she works closely with people, where she has opportunities to work with customers or build partnerships to make tree farms stronger. She's always been in a position that allows her to be a collaborator, be a partnership builder, be a true builder of bridges across the profession.
I think it's one of those things where people sign up for forestry because they think like, oh, I'm just going to be in the woods and, I'll never have to see anybody. I don't have to deal with people. But at the heart of it, it's all about people. It's all about making those human connections with our natural resources so that we can better improve them. And, I think the department really has a strong curriculum, even, compared to other forestry programs nationwide, to be able to focus on those communication skills. MSU, and especially the Department of Forestry, really worked to help place us in internships and being able to meet with folks within the industry so that we could really work on, our networking and be able to start to find our passion before we even left college.
Hi, I'm Tammy Bauman, and I nominated Max Gonzenbach for the Distinguished Alumnus Award. When you meet Max, he'll tell you the story about how a kid from Millbank, South Dakota found his way to Michigan State to play basketball in 1955. One might think it was the basketball coach that sealed the deal, but surprisingly, it was Dr. Malcolm Trout, the late professor of food science at Michigan State. So after graduation in 1959, Max went back to Millbank and continued on in the business that his father had started, a cheese factory in Millbank. So Max and Jeannie established a scholarship a number of years ago, and over the years it has provided $235,000 to 73 different students and their mentor, because it was very important that these students be paired with a mentor, much like Max benefited from Dr. Trout.
Malcolm Trout he was not my advisor, but he turned out to be a wonderful mentor for me during my years at school there. I was really quite taken back by how interested he was in an individual, other than just the fact that I might play some basketball. Because of my wonderful experience with Dr. Trout through my years visiting with him, I found his mentoring a wonderful support, and so we set up a scholarship that required those who are chosen to receive a scholarship must have a mentor, and they choose what they would like so that they can assist and serve in the capacity of a mentor, something similar to what Dr. Trout served me.
Hi, I'm Rick Campa, and I'm nominated Dr. Dean Beyer for the Outstanding Alumnus Award. So I nominated Dean because of his international reputation he has for developing a research program on wolves, moose, elk, wildlife habitat relationships, and his willingness to mentor undergraduate students and graduate students, certainly here at MSU, but at other institutions around the country, and to share his knowledge not only with the professional community, but also stakeholders that are involved with agriculture and natural resources conservation issues.
I was really surprised and really honored to receive this award. MSU means a lot to me and to our family. Well, even though I retired from the Michigan DNR, I'm keeping my hand in research and actually kind of going back to where I started, back to MSU. So I'm using my affiliation, my adjunct appointment there to continue some research. It's perhaps even more gratifying. You know, I really enjoy working with the graduate students, working with the colleagues that I've been working with for the last couple of decades. So it's just been a lot of fun.
Congratulations, Max, Caitlin, and Dean. You are truly outstanding alumni. Next, we present our Alumni Service Award winner. This person is recognized for service to their industry that goes above and beyond. This year's Alumni Service Award goes to Mark Moorman.
Hi, I'm Gail Strasberg, and I nominated Dr. Mark Moorman for the Alumni Service Award. We reviewed potential candidates for the award, and Mark rose right to the top. He has been a great friend to the department. He's a graduate of our department, master's and PhD, total product of Michigan State University. He served on our G. Malcolm Trout Council. He served as chair of our Food Science Advisory Board, and he just checks all the boxes for an outstanding friend. I think it says a lot about both the education that Mark got as well as his own passion for food science.
Just so pleasantly surprised. I have incredibly fond memories of Michigan State and a deep emotional connection to the platform that it gave me. But then when it really hit me was when I was given the opportunity to read the letters of recommendation that came from the people that I deeply respect. And to see what they said, Jim Peskett, Dale Ramsos, and other colleagues, just professors, people that I've looked up to for so long, when they said those things, it moved me. And so it's really an emotional thing, you look at the technical training that you have, but at the end of the day, it's about people. So that's what makes this very special now, to be able to reflect back on that time and to be receiving this award today.
Congratulations, Mark. We appreciate your leadership and service. What a wonderful example. The next award is our Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Award, which was founded 2 years ago. This year's recipient is Leo Sabala.
Hi, I'm Eunice Foster, and I nominated Dr. Leonard Sabala for the Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Award. He's a phenomenal young man. He's committed, he's sincere, he enjoys people, and he wants to make a difference. And so my experience with him was, what you see is what you get. He believes those things, and that's the person that you encounter when you interact with him. But he cares about all people, whether they're Latinx, whether they are African American, Asian American, Caucasian, whatever the person, he's interested in helping the person.
As I think about all of the alumni from the college and all the folks that have gone on to do good work for the university and for the college, yeah, absolutely. I know a lot of good people out in the community that have been graduates from the college and are getting this. I mean, should probably get it, so, and I'm sure they will in time. I have some great students working within the DNR right now that are just doing fabulous work. One is the first I think Director for Diversity for the DNR in Detroit, and you know, you just think about that. It's like, wow, okay, you know. So it's good to be in this space to see those students develop and go on.
Congratulations, Leo. It's obvious that you are making an impact at Wayne State and that you made one here during your time at MSU. Thank you. Just a reminder that you can send notes of congratulations to any of our recipients today on our online kudos board. We are dropping the link to that board in the chat, and you can also find it in the ANR Awards website. Next are the Distinguished Service Awards. These are given by the College of Agriculture and Natural Resources. This year's recipients are Stephen, Greg, and Herb Herbert of Herbert's Poultry Ranch, and Brian Sackett of Sackett's Potatoes.
Hi, my name is Rick Herrera, and I nominated Herbert's Poultry Ranch for the Distinguished Service Award. We're one of the best kept secrets in the area. If you're in the industry, you know Herbert's, you know our stellar reputation, you know our innovation, you know our sustainability. But being so humble and so laid back in how we promote ourselves, this really is a reward for everything they've done since the beginning of it, since they've been kids. To try to encapsulate, whether it's Stephen or Greg or Herb, their career and what they've done so far, you know, in a quick snippet is almost impossible.
Herbert's Poultry Farm have been instrumental in the poultry research here at MSU. I'm standing in front of what we refer to as our new laying hen facility. And Herbert's, as part of the Michigan Allied Poultry Industry Group, have been instrumental in bringing about the funding and the support for this facility, which is leading to what really drives them, and that's the innovation they're seeking in their own agricultural business. They know the importance of having solid research that supports decisions that they make in their production management on a daily basis.
We're not big on recognition. I mean, it's not our normal, but we just work hard every day like all farmers do. And so, you know, it's great to be recognized. We do work hard. We think we'd like to be creative in how we approach the tasks of caring for hens and producing eggs and marketing eggs. And so this is an honor to recognize that that long hard effort and lots of trial and error has been recognized as that we've achieved some things. And it's really, there's no one person and no one family member. It is all of us and all of our team.
Yeah, that is a really special thing. Of course, winning it with my older brothers is always fun. I can't forget the fact that they're my older brothers. But that is a very special thing, and we have other siblings that we've all been involved here. My parents, of course, and now our kids, the next generation. So I guess we feel like we're winning it on behalf of everybody to some degree, but to do it with family is a really special thing.
It's been a pleasure to have them as a partner for us. So let's just say I've worked here for 55 years, and so the partnership goes back a long ways. We do this because we love it, and that's what we love to do, and so that's our motivator.
Hi, I'm Kelly Turner from the Michigan Potato Industry Commission, and I nominated Brian Sackett for the Distinguished Service Award. So for the potato industry, it's extremely important to have that on-field, in-field connection with the university, because that's really where the rubber meets the road. And Brian has been very generous in providing input, resources, land, as well as his 2 cents into making sure that the research that's done is meaningful to the industry and it actually has real-world application.
He's a real leader in the industry that works with Michigan State University to help get research done on the commercial farms. He's been a partner with us for over 10 years, helping us select for disease-resistant potatoes for the breeding program. And with this 10-year effort, we now are getting to the point where these are in commercial testing, which Brian is also partnering in. So he's really been from the ground up, really a great partner for Michigan State University potato research.
I've been in the potato industry now for, almost 30 years, and that relationship just continues to be there and be something, a go-to for us, and we work back and forth. We've been working with them, right from the beginning, and all the researchers in Michigan State provide a lot of value back to us on the farm with their research, and that partnership's really important to us. And there's a lot of value for the whole potato industry in Michigan. That's a really strong relationship with MSU.
Congratulations to all of our award winners today. We are grateful for your service and involvement in the College of Agriculture and Natural Resources. I would also like to thank our corporate partners, Greenstone Farm Credit Services and Michigan Farm Bureau. We hope that you will consider joining us for other events this month, all of which will celebrate Agriculture and Natural Resources Month. At this point, we will move to our breakout rooms. This is your chance to meet today's winners. On your screen, you'll see instructions of how to navigate to today's breakout rooms. Some of you may automatically be placed into breakout rooms. If you aren't, please follow the instructions and remain in this room, and our technical assistants will move you to the breakout space shortly. After the breakout rooms are over, our event will be done too. And so let me take this opportunity on behalf of the College of Agriculture and Natural Resources at Michigan State University to thank you for joining us to celebrate this wonderful group. Congratulations again to all of our award winners today, and thanks to those who helped us put this event together. Thanks again for joining us, and go green.